Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Edwin, the comic jabroni, coming at you with a special video today. Yesterday, I went to Big Texas Comic-Con here in San Antonio, Texas. And I recorded some video, I picked up some books, and I wanted to show you guys what I was able to pick up. So, we'll be right back after the intro. So guys, welcome back. Edwin the comic jabroni, like I said. I went to Big Texas Comic-Con yesterday, and if you watch some of the videos that I released earlier last week, I talked about going to this con with my buddy Alan, and there will be no footage of Alan because him and I couldn't meet up and go at the same time. Really sucks, but one day you will be able to meet Alan. But anyways, I went to the Texas Comic-Con with a few things in mind. There were some really big books that I had in mind that I wanted to get, and I actually traded away two of my slabs that really didn't mean much to me. I kind of bought them in anticipation of trading them at a later point and getting some signatures, guys. There were three really big names that came to the Big Texas Comic-Con. First one is John Beatty, who is an inker, and he worked on Secret Wars issue number 8. Yeah, that really iconic pose of Spider-Man on the cover. You got Joe Rubinstein was there, and he is really well known for that 4-issue miniseries of Wolverine that he did, and he's done some other work on Marvel and DC, which I didn't know about. And then the really big name that I was looking forward to meeting and getting a signature on a couple of my books was Gary Conway. So we're going to start off with the signatures, and we're going to get into the books. Alright guys, so first thing that I had to get signed, of course, is my Batman book. If you guys remember from my last video for the con from last year, Alamo City Comic Con, I actually had Sam De La Rosa and a few other artists and writers sign in here. So that's my objective now. Anytime I go to con, I take this book, although it is super heavy, I take it with me and have people sign. So I had Gary Conway, I had Joe Rubinstein, and I had John Beatty sign it for me. So I'm going to show you that right there. So as you can see, I had John Beatty sign, and he did a Batman sketch for me. Then I had Joe Rubinstein do another Batman sketch for me. Really nice sketch. And then I had Gary Conway sign on in the same page. So 3 more signatures added to the Batman book, and I'll add some video in here of them actually sketching and signing the book. It was just an incredible experience to meet some of the bigger names in the comic book industry. As far as signatures on books go, I did get 3 books signed by Gary Conway, and I didn't have them sent out to CGC, right, to get verified and slabbed. And there's a pretty good reasoning and story behind that. But the first one's going to be Batman issue 357, that first cameo appearance of Jason Todd and Killer Croc. Got that one signed by Gary Conway. I got All-Star Comics issue number 58, first appearance of Power Girl. Had that one signed by Gary Conway. He actually is the writer on that. And the big one, I guess, out of the 3, although these are 3 really big issues, but the big one I got is Miss Marvel issue number 1, signed by Gary Conway. Jerry or Gary? I think it's Gary because it's a Gerry. But I had those three. I took them with me to have them signed, and I wanted to send them out to get graded by CGC, but CGC was not on site. And there was one comic book store there that was doing like CGC verifications. And guys, they were charging $80 to have one book sent to CGC and sent back to you. So I had three, man. That was going to be $240 out of my comic book fund to get these three books sent. And I told myself, you know, these are in okay condition. They're probably 8.0s to 8.5s. And honestly, they're from my personal collection. I'm probably not ever going to get rid of these books. They'll be for me forever. And I have video proof that Gary Conway signed them. They are for me. I love this signature, so I'm keeping these books. I didn't get them slabbed. At the end of the day, if I ever wanted to get them slabbed, I could send them to CBCS, because CBCS does do the signature verification. I could get them slabbed that way. But at the price that comic book store, there was a comic shop that's local here to town, and they were the only ones in the big Texas Comic-Con that was doing verification, right? Signature verification and sent off and shipping off to CGC. And they were charging too much, a premium to have them signed. So let me know, guys. Do you think I'm an idiot for not sending them? In the end of the day, it's my money. They're my books. I love the signature. I know, you know, that he signed them. But hey, there you go. I got that stuff signed. Let's get into the books that I picked up. All right, guys. So there were, at this big Texas Comic-Con, there were probably about 6 or 7 comic sellers there. It isn't a very big con. This is the first year that they've done this in San Antonio. Usually in San Antonio you get Alamo City Comic Con, and that one's maybe about 4 or 5 years old, so that's a bigger con. But because of the issues that con had last year and the guy running it, I think this big Texas Comic Con is going to be taking the place. So there weren't many sellers, but there were some good ones there. And I found one that was doing dollar comics, man, and they were doing buy 10 and you got 3 free. And I'll tell you a little story about that after I show you. These right here, this stack is all $1. First book I got is World's Finest, issue 276. Bronze Age goodness, man, with Superman and Batman on the cover. Couldn't pass that up for $1. You know, they didn't have any more for $1. Everything else that they had in those in these long boxes, they had like 3 or 4 long boxes for $1. And practically every long box was all like brand new modern stuff that came out within the last 6 months. And this was one of the only Bronze Age books that they had. These next few, you guys are going to laugh about, because if you watch me on Buy or Pass, talking Rod the Rican, I'm always giving him crap. I picked up Daredevil, issue number 2. This is from the brand new series from Chip Zdarsky. And I actually picked up 2 copies of it. I dug through those 3 or 4 long boxes for $1 to find anything for $1, right? There wasn't that much selection. It was, like I said, all very modern, like came out in the last 6 months. There really wasn't anything that I wanted. So when I saw 2 copies of this book, I said, you know what, let me pick up another one and I'm going to send it out to somebody in the comic book community in my next giveaway. Here's another one, Daredevil issue number 4. Really nice cover with the Punisher on there. Rod's been telling me to read this series, so now this is giving me a chance to read it. And I picked up issue number 5. So at $1 a piece, you can't beat it, right? Because these are $3.99 comics that just came out not too long ago, and I picked them up for $1. If you guys watched book club, the AOK book club that I did with Perry Comics and John's Comics with Kids, they actually gifted me the trade paperback for the series. So I have been on the hunt to pick up more of them, and I actually found more. Oblivion Song, there's issue number 10. So a few months, maybe a month ago, I was able to actually find issues 7, 8, and 9. Had a tough time finding issue number 10, but there you go. There's issue 10. Found it for $1. There is issue 11. Keeping it going. Issue number 12. Issue 13. I got really lucky, man. I was hoping that they were going to go all the way up until at least issue 17 or 18, because that's where I started picking it up on a regular. And the last one, issue 14. So now that means that I'm missing issue 15 and 16. So I've got 17, 18. I think the last one that just came out was 19. So super lucky to get that. I'm happy to now be able to continue reading because I was stuck at issue number 9, waiting on issue 10 to finally get it. And bam, I got it. I know John's Comics with Kid said that he found one for me and he was going to send it to me. But, when I saw it for $1, I really couldn't pass it up, man. So, found all of that. Those were all $1. So what they did was they had buy 10 and you got 3 for free. So what I said to myself was, man, I could go in here and I could find 3 books that I really don't care about. But what I told the lady that was running that store, I said, listen, I didn't find 3, but the next kid that comes in here looking through these long boxes, tell them they can have 3 books for free. You don't have to tell them it's for me. Just say, the last guy that came in here didn't find 3, pick up 3, because I think that's comic karma, man. And to get the young kids interested in comic books, bam, you give them 3 comics for free, man. So those were $1, but now we're about to get into the really big books. All right, like I said, I went to the con with one thing really in mind. I wanted to pick up Batman keys. I wanted to pick up Batman villain keys, first appearances, anything like that. And I took 2 of my graded books with me to trade out, right? And I think I came away with a pretty good haul. Like, this doesn't look like a lot, but this is good. And I have one Ninja Turtle book because that's just me. And I'm a Batman and a Turtle fan, so we're going to start off with that book. And this is Martial Arts Authorized Training Manual, Leonardo. And it is The Art of the Sword. When I saw this book, and he had this one, the guy had this one, and he had the Raphael one, I couldn't pass this one up. And he had them at half price. Anything that was in these boxes and up on the wall, he had them at 50%, whatever the sticker price was, and I couldn't pass it up. This is literally what it says. It is a training manual to be able to use the sword that Leonardo uses. And I between Raphael and Leonardo, it was tough for me to make a decision, but then I thought a sword versus a sai. Let's go with the sword. I thought that was really cool. Next book, this is actually probably my 2nd or 3rd copy of this book, but it's picked up some heat recently, and that's going to be Batman 475. That is that first appearance of Renee Montoya, who becomes the Question. Picked up a Batman Adventures book, and that's going to be issue number 3. I don't have it in my collection, but it is a Joker cover, and you guys absolutely know that I am big into Joker covers. These next 3 books are Harley Quinn key issues. First is going to be Batman and Robin Adventures issue number 8. That is a very early Harley Quinn cover appearance. You can see her there up in that corner. Her and Poison Ivy always seem to be on covers together. So grab that one. Here's another one with Harley and Poison Ivy, but they're kind of in the shadows. This is a really big book, guys. This is one that I saw at my comic shop maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, and they had a crazy price sticker on there for like $100. And I saw it this weekend. I saw it on Saturday, and I said, dude, I had to have this. And that's Batgirl Adventures issue number 1. And as you can see, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn over here in the corner. This is a really awesome book to have, and it's a newsstand. Dude, so I couldn't pass that up. The guy had it on the wall at half price what was stickered. So even the sticker price was like, damn, that's a really good price. And then half of that, couldn't pass that up. So definitely excited to have that on there. But the really big Harley Quinn book I got, not her first appearance, I have that already, but I was looking for her 2nd appearance. And her 2nd appearance is going to be in Batman Adventures, Mad Love. I've been looking for this book for a long time. Super excited to now have that in the collection, guys. There is a 2nd print of this book, which is insane to me. It seems like it's more sought after. I don't know. For me, I wanted the first printing of Mad Love. I'd been looking for this book for a long time. So now that pretty much completes my Harley Quinn run that I needed. I needed her first appearance, her 2nd appearance, a few of her early cover appearances, which I have now. Her first appearance in continuity, which is going to be in the Batman and Detective Comics series. So super excited to get those books, guys. I'm always on the hunt for Batman villain keys. Here we go. Next book up on the list is going to be Superman Batman Annual issue number 4. Guys, this is one that I have been on the hunt for, and as soon as you see the cover by Art Germ, you're gonna know what book that is. There it is right there. I've been on the hunt for this book. It is a key in Batman Beyond because this is his first appearance in the DC continuity. This book has picked up some definite heat here recently, and I'm excited to get it, man. It took until the very end of the con for me because I was leaving. I got there maybe around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I ended up taking off around 5 or 5:30. I spent a good 4.5 hours there, and it was up until the very end of the con. I went down another alley that I hadn't really gone down, and I saw 2 more sellers there, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know you were here. I'm glad I didn't spend all my money or trade the other slab that I had. So, excited to find this, man. The guy had it, gave me a great price on it. I actually talked him down from what he had it at. So, I took him down another $10 or so. So, it's a really good book to have, guys, if you're a Batman fan like myself, especially Batman Beyond, man. Terry McGinnis says he's a badass. So, these next 2 books, this is what I was going in for, right? I went in knowing that I wanted to get a first appearance of Poison Ivy or first Silver Age appearance of Two-Face, which is Batman 234. I could not find that book. The one that I did find of that was a toasted. I mean, it was bad. The guy had it at such a low price, but it had water damage on the outside. It just looked really nasty, and I wasn't going to pull the trigger on it. But he had this book, and this is a first appearance of a Batman villain, and it is Detective Comics issue 298. Bam. From 1961, that is the first appearance of the second Clayface. This is not Basil Karlo, but it's still first appearance of Clayface in the Silver Age, right? Because the Clayface Basil Karlo, the actor, that was in the Golden Age of comics, and I have not ventured into Golden Age really yet with Batman. I'm still in the Silver Age because it's more of what I can afford, kind of, I guess you can say. But guys, I got this. I'm excited. I'm always looking for first appearances of those villains. So that is now 2 villains that I have. I got the Riddler in the Silver Age, and I've got Clayface in the Silver Age, and this third one. This is the one I was so excited to find, and I found it almost literally as soon as I walked in, and I walked around, and this is the best price I could find it at, and that's Batman 181, guys. Gosh, there it is. I am so effing excited to finally say that this is in my collection. First appearance of Poison Ivy. Not first Silver Age appearance, none of that. This is the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Finally got it, man. I am so excited. Dude, when I got that book and I called my wife and I was like, I did it. Good news, I did it. You know, a lot of times you go to these cons and you go in there spending crazy. It's like you don't have anything in mind of what you really want to buy. You just go in buying books. And the last 2 cons in particular, I had things in mind that I knew I wanted to get. Last year was just a Silver Age appearance of a villain, and I found the Riddler. That's where I found my Riddler book. This year, I knew I wanted Poison Ivy or I wanted Two-Face, and Poison Ivy was there at the right price. I'll tell you what, I traded one of my CGC slabs for it, but in the end of the day, I made a really good trade because the book that I traded was a book that I paid $1.50 for at Half Price Books, and after getting it slabbed, I might have paid a total of $25 to $30. So I did a $30 trade for this book plus one more in this stack that the guy had because he gave me a really good deal on that slab, and it was able to purchase this book and one more that's in this stack, and I think it was the Batman and Robin Adventures. So guys, that's it. Like, it didn't look like much, but man, it was such an experience to go there for 4.5 hours. I'm so excited. Got, signatures that I wanted, got books that I wanted to put into my PC. I'm excited. What is your last con that you've been to, or what's the next con that you guys are going to? I'm hoping to venture out of the state of Texas at some point. hoping to make it down to Orlando, down to Florida to go meet up with Perry, go meet up with Rod, because those guys have been hounding me to get down there and go to a con and do some hunting with them, man. Bring a little bit of the Texas flavor down to Florida. So guys, that's my video. Thank you for watching. As always, this is your first time watching The Comic Jabroni. Think about hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bing bell notification, let you know when I'm going live or when I'm just dropping videos. So guys, until next time, I'm Edwin The Comic Jabroni. Take it easy. Peace.